Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Soccer, the soccer of small towns, soccer hiding real talent, soccer that shows hunger, soccer for those who feel goosebumps when they step on the field. This is soccer for those who live for this game. From Shiloh Stadium in Snellville, this is Soccer Saves Lives against Georgia Pachuca. Signori e signori, be ready to enjoy this UPSL game a Massimo Ballou. And we see the teams walking in, getting ready for the national anthem of the United States of America.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shiloh Stadium at Charlie Jordan Field for this UPSL Premier Division game. This is between SSL FC and Pachuca, Georgia. And if you're able to, please stand now for the playing of our national anthem.
So far, Soccer Saves Lives has tied one game against Patros. Arguably the best team in the division with Kalonji Pro Profile. They've done really well last year. This year, they found an SSL in great shape already in the first game of the season. Today, the team coached by Roger Wilson is coming in the field with a 3-5-2, starting from Garcia in goal, De La Vega, Kosoko, Gapia in defense. Midfield with Hall starting on the side with number 10, Oziegebe, Asante in the middle, Kasama on the right, and then upper forward Noah Kalonji, Jaden Workman, and forward Ayano Kenore. On the other side, with the team coached by Ricardo Montoya, 4-4-2, we have Mejia starting from right to left, Edwards, Leiva, Mendes, and then in midfield, Salazar, Porcelli. Then we start in the right wing, Edwin Gonzalez. Then we have behind the striker, Camara. On the left, Schwartz. And the striker, Iturrizaga. Ready for a great game of UPSL. Nice weather. It's going to get a little cooler, so nobody can complain about how hot it is. It's perfect to play soccer right now. The wind is blowing. The soccer is about to be kicked. Time is about to be taken. And Kenore will touch the first ball of the game. Waiting for the whistle of the referee. Making sure there are no holes in the net. Kenore is ready. And here we go. Ball for Asante. Now Kalonji Oziegebe. SSL trying to penetrate immediately through the midfield of Georgia Pachuca. De La Vega loses the ball in a bad area. De La Vega. Gonzalez. Passes back, tries to go on the outside. Waited a second too long, and now they had to reorganize. Switching on the right. Good pace by Georgia Pachuca. Technical mistake here. Asante back. That's a risky area to bring on the ball. He does take the foul, though. Long ball in. And the ball stays in. With Jason Hall trying to go away from three-man. Of course, that was very difficult. Gapia acts as if he was passing the ball back, but decides to keep it. And then doesn't obtain the throw. Good chance for Georgia Pachuca. Good cross in the middle. Here it comes. It's a good ball. And what a save! By Garcia. It seemed like it was a goal already. I think that was the feeling everybody had here in the stands. The ball was just being hit in the right direction, and Garcia did something beyond the limits of imagination. I think he saved it with his feet. SSL needs to be compact. They can't allow for mistakes like that one to put their game in a direction they wouldn't want it to go into. And you can tell that was a a mistake due to distraction because they thought that was their throw. They didn't reorganize, at least not as fast as they could have. Here it comes. Little misunderstanding, a little too long to get back. And then the ball is set on the wide, comes in the middle. Gonzalez thinks he has it, but he doesn't. You know, and one of the strengths of SSL this year is that they have many faces that have been present last season as well. Basi Kosoko, Jason Hall, Jaden Workman, Adeniji Costa, who today is sitting on the bench. But we've seen what he's able to do. He's a physical, really fast player. Then there's Cooper Gapia, who we've mentioned playing today in defense, and David Lopez. We talked about him sitting on the bench at the Costa. He has dual citizenship, Nigerian and American, 6 foot tall, born in 2000, plenty of talent. Workman tries to go on the press, and he does well, even though it seemed like Iturrizaga was catching up on Gapia. Go ball between the lines. And it's taken back. Kenori opens out wide for Jason Hall. Hall could dribble a man or two. And that's a great tackle by Porcelli. Through ball. Here comes the chance. Iturrizaga by himself. One-on-one, Iturrizaga goes away. Iturrizaga for the goal, and another save by Julian Garcia. Looks at his defense, pretends much more than what they're doing right now, but he's there making everybody feel safe amongst the men in red and white. Look at that one-on-one. He acts as if he's going on the left to cross it in, then he goes on the right, kicks it. Julian Garcia does a great move to close the angle for a possible shot as he comes out of the goal. Scheme called. Ball in the middle. Too long. And it's going to be a ball for Julian Garcia to play. Iturrizaga already dangerous a couple times. He is going to be the player to look at on the side of Georgia Pachuca. Workman goes on press. Quick ball movement, but they lose it. Kosoko in the middle. Quick exchange that might have been a foul. The referee decides to whistle on it. De La Vega takes the ball. Kosoko playing defense today. He also has the ability to structure the play in the midfield. Through ball for Workman, unprecise. Of course, Freddy Sanchez looks at it and accompanies the ball as it goes out. Again, we said it, Georgia Pachuca hasn't played yet, but most teams have. We talked about the tie between Potros and SSL, entertaining match. Potros played in their new facility. Both teams played really well. Surprising performance for SSL, who looked to be at a higher level this year. But of course, the season is very early. And there's so many things you need to confirm as you go on, not only from a technical and tactical perspective, but definitely from a psychological component. Of course, Birmingham played the Georgia Impact. They lost 0-2. Showed a little bit of rustiness in the attacking zone. And that's a risky pass back. Gonzalez was there trying to catch the rival on a mistake. Salazar receives a foul there. Scenic City lost 2-3 against LSA Mustangs, which is a new club, not a new team. This team was split off from LSA Academy. Of course, great start of the season. That 3 goals, 5 in total in the game. 3 goals, though. It does show that there is some attacking potential for this season. Kalanji Pro Profile walked on Augusta Arsenal. They're, of course, the defending group and playoff champions. But we need to be careful here because that's a great ball. Offside. Offside. Matthias Schwartz had cut in. They didn't see him. But he was beyond the line of the defenders. We had said the Kalanji Pro Profile this season much better. Last season they started with what may have been the worst loss in their history. Augusta Arsenal FC did well last season in Division 1. But as I'm talking, there's another mistake. Gonzalez goes by himself. Could cross in the middle. Shoots. There was a deflection by Garcia. But I believe the ball was already out. And also, there was an offside. Let's look at the replay here. With the ball being taken away by Gonzalez. Here's the through ball. He did exactly what you're supposed to do. Go behind the back of the defender. But then Kosoko did really well to close that angle and didn't allow him to give power either to a cross or a shot. Change of game. Too long, too powerful. Kassam was asking for something better there. Good 1-2 between Workman. Here he comes again. Takes the ball. Changes the play. This time very nicely for Jason Hall. He puts it down. Decides to go back. Jason Hall again. Surrounded by many players of Georgia Pachuca. Finally crosses in, but it's interrupted. SSL keeps it. Now they're in a phase of possession. They need to be careful to not do little mistakes like these ones. Unfortunate aerial contrast for Gapia, who was going for the ball. He was pushed as he was in the air. The ref still decided not to call that foul and play the advantage. But of course he had to stop the game when he realized Gapia wasn't in conditions to continue to play in the moment. Here he comes again, looking healthy. Goes for another long ball. Sanchez thinks. Keen Edwards. Workman always pressing there. It makes it much harder for the defenders to build their action, to play the ball in the midfield. Again, the midfielders of Georgia Pachuca need to start moving a little bit more, showing between the lines, because in the moment the defenders are pressed, it is much harder. Again, Workman getting that ball back for his team just for a little time. Long chase. Great work by Gapia, who plays with experience. He was going faster. He did get touched. And he fell. Mencho Camara was trying to go on that ball, using his pace. Kosoko. Nice play by him. Switch for Jason Hall. SSL trying to increase the intensity. Quick passes. Kosoko. Idziegebe. Long ball in on this side. Again, Jason Hall this time goes with a header. Quick 1-2. Chance for a shot. Workman waits for it. And here it comes. A deflection. Workman again waiting for it. Here he comes. Ball pushed out. Gapia tries to go back in. Not very elegant, but somehow effective. Chaos in that area of the field right now. And that is a bad foul. Totally unnecessary. I wouldn't be surprised if the referee decided to pull out the yellow card. That was aggressive right there. I believe it was Kassam trying to make something out of that scratchy ball and then went for a scissor tackle. Not sure if he realized there was no chance he was going to reach that ball. Still went for it. The agonism. Desire to take that ball and score a goal. Didn't take the best out of him there. And we see still Daniel Odziegebe on the ground. Hopefully he's okay. The SSL staff coming in, making sure he can proceed to play. He is taking a bit longer to get up. And he is up. Here are the referees for today. Main referee, Mohamed Fayed. Assistant referee, Ezra Hoffman. Khaled Fayed. And the fourth official is Luis Mejia Gonzalez. So far, normal administration for these four. Hopefully it will be that way for the rest of the game. And we will be talking more about what happens between the 22 than what happens between the four wearing yellow, as usual. We always hope for the best. Gapia. Kassam. He already has a yellow card. Nice ball for Workman. Is he going to cross in the middle or go individually? Workman with the left. Oh! Freddy Sanchez. Nice kick, nice save. That ball was curving on the top left corner. Sanchez had to bend all the way to reach that. With his right hand. Full stretch for him. Now Workman kicks the ball in the middle. Header! And the perspective almost made it feel like it was going towards the goal. In reality, it went the opposite direction. And it seems like the throw hasn't been done according to the rules, so it will be done once again. Mendes goes back for Keen Edwards. Long ball, too long. Kosoko. Napier now in space. Kassam. Unprecise there for Workman, who struggles to stop that. Oh, wow. Gonzalez goes for it. Kosoko, with his physique, once again defending properly, making it difficult for Gonzalez to get that ball. Bocelli stops it. Change. Edwards. Pachuca definitely struggling to build their game. It's going to be interesting to see whether SSL is able to maintain this press all over the game. Jason Hall still goes. Wins a throw. SSL seems to have a different pace at this moment. They try to open. The one-on-one goes well for him. Workman thinks about the volley. Doesn't get the time for it. And now they could change. They could have changed on the other side for Schwartz, who was all by himself. He would have had so much space. Ricardo Montoya seems very disappointed about that decision. Plenty of space over there. Another mistake. Mendes takes the ball. Good intensity so far with both teams putting a foot on the accelerator to make something happen. High pressing style and long the way they're positioned on the field. Jason Hall again one-on-one. Jason Hall could go on the right, goes back. He thinks about shooting, then goes wide for Kazam. Workman tries to show. Kazam goes by himself. Could cross in the middle with the right. Workman and a series of deflections don't allow the ball to go in. And then there's a clear foul on the counterattack on Mencho Camara. Let's look at Kazam going on the one-on-one, acting like he wants to pass the ball to Workman. Workman understands that's not going to happen. Goes on the right. Ball for him. Stops it, shoots. And what a save by Freddy Sanchez again. Very, very good job by the goalkeepers. This could have easily been a 2-2 game. I'm sure Ricardo Montoya will want more quality from his and see right now if Gonzalez can make him happy. Tries to go on his right. Shoots. Deflected. Still Pachuca, Georgia. On the other side, Schwartz obtains a corner. At least he claims so, and yes, he does. 24 minutes on the clock. High intensity. Fun game to watch. So far, the game is telling us that there will be more chances and probably there will be goals. This will not be a game that will end on a 0-0. Scheme called. Ball in. Deflection by Gapia. Still a throw for Georgia Pachuca. Almost everybody in the box. With Kenore just outside, probably thinking of a counterattack opportunity. Mendes will go long. Not cleared very well by Kosoko. Chance for Georgia Pachuca. The shot comes in. What a save. This time it was De La Vega. Garcia was defeated there. Bad clearance by Kosoko. A bit of luck. Gonzalez goes for the shot and De La Vega saves. Once again, another opportunity. Once again, we stay on the 0-0. And Ricardo Montoya will definitely be happy to see his man putting up opportunities and chances. Ricardo Montoya was born in Costa Rica. No? He was a big, big fan of this team called Carmelita because his father played there. And of course, like many kids, he saw his father as his hero. He wanted to become a player just like him. When he retired, he played a game between veterans, his father, and died because of a heart attack. Ricardo, years later, decided to pursue the soccer professional career, and he did. He played, again, for the same colors that his father represented, the colors of Carmelita. He played, and he scored in that jersey, bringing honor to a man he saw as an inspiration. Then he came into the United States because he was offered college opportunity. He took it. But he never separated from the world of soccer because there's things that are bigger in our life, and one of those is the game of soccer that brings us together. Even in a game here in Snellville, having fun watching the ball go in as it's kicked by Workman. He's by himself, and here comes Kazam! Here comes the magic. Celebrates like Cristiano Ronaldo. 1-0. And this is a great game. Both chances. Workman puts a beautiful ball in the middle. It seems like Kosoko's the one to assist it. And Hassam Kazam puts it in. Too easy. Tapin. 1-0 SSL. And they're definitely looking at their season with positivity after the 1-1 against Botros. They're going to think about getting 3 points today, because that's exactly what matters to them right now, especially since they're playing at home. But I doubt that Georgia Pachuca won't have a reaction. The real fans of soccer watching this game, we've talked about it. And several are the opinions on how soccer becomes a big sport in the U.S. It doesn't just go through the MLS. It doesn't just go through these big leagues. It goes through amatorial level as well. Starting, in fact, Ricardo Montoya believes we should start teaching kids soccer in elementary school. There's nothing that brings people together as much as soccer. And kids need that in a lot of communities in the United States. That feeling of belonging to a sport. There's nothing like this one. Building a system where soccer is at the center of everything. Elementary school, middle school. The pay for play needs to be abolished. And yes, the United States will be a powerhouse in this sport, just like they are many others. And this is the type of play they need right now. Offside. Offside. Camara was going by himself on that right. Interrupted by the rules. Kosoko. Kenor is waiting for that ball. And it reaches him, of course. Little push. And we continue to see that. SSL pressing and pressing, not leaving time to think or to breathe. It becomes really difficult to play a game and bring your idea of soccer when you're left so little time to play. Played quick. The referee knows that wasn't the position where the foul occurred. Don't have to go back. Edwards. Access if he wants to go for Mendes, even though Mendes does receive that ball. Kosoko puts it down, tries to save it from going out. That was a hard stop. Chance to bring the ball in the middle. Here it comes. Could go for a shot from the distance. And somehow the ball reaches Kazam. Too long. Kenori acts a little frustrated there. Kazam, the author of the goal that separates the two teams. Risky there. Taking ball back. Gonzalez. This time he goes away. Gonzalez again. Passes the ball for Camara. A little too long. Camara. Ooh. Nutmegs Gapia, but then tries to fall. The referee does not buy it. Great play by Porcelli. Shot! Not bad. Blazed. Let's look back at it. And I believe it was actually Salazar. What dribble. Surprising shot. Nobody even moved. SSL really needs to be careful to that. They can't allow mistakes. Right now that they're winning on 1-0, they need to be more careful in defense. Goes by himself, and there's a clear foul on Camara. Close to the box, very close. And yellow card. Camara could have passed the ball, went by himself. He was trying to create a superiority in terms of men in the box. He did obtain a good foul. Good free kick. And it seems like Stefano Porcelli can go in with that. Edwards in the box. So Gonzalez. Here it comes in. Wow. That had to be so close. Just a touch separated him from a nice goal that would have tied the game. There was an offside called in, though. Look at that. The ball goes between 7 or 8 men. Low. You wouldn't expect it like that. Nobody did. Then Levia tried to put it in, but he was an offside. So far, the offense for both teams has been better than the defense, I would say. Great game by Jaden Workman. Class 2005, born in Fairhope, Alabama. Left-footed, very technical. Here we see him. Definitely that quality that they need in the last fourth of the field. Kazam also adds on top of that with his speed. Asks for the corner, doesn't get it. Pretty interesting how Workman doesn't only have experience playing here in the U.S. He started in Alabama, where he led his team to become Alabama State Championship in 2022, Alabama State Champion. But he also played for CP Carria in Spain, and Hoga Fortius in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, of course. So a player who has a bit of international experience, which always helps individual and team plays. Noah Kalanji tries to put it down. We haven't seen much of him. As you can tell, physically prominent. He's going to be looking for good balls in the middle. They haven't put a lot of high balls in the middle, and I think that's part of the reason why he's been suffering a bit up there. Infinite pressure by Workman. This time he does exaggerate a bit and commit a foul. Georgia Pachuca complains because they believed the advantage should have been played. Ball in. Gonzalez tried to go for it. That's a little long. Garcia seemed to not have it read perfectly. He did come out. For a second, just a second, it seemed like on the other side, Salazar could have taken advantage. Quickly played. There could be a foul there and a yellow card for Gapia. He needs to be careful now. That will be a great opportunity. Too many times they've done mistakes as they were building the play. Things that could be dangerous, leading to the opposition taking advantage. It'll be Stefano Porcelli taking this one. Five men on the wall. Could be a great way to score before going back in the locker room. Good for the morale of the team. It would definitely lead them to come back in the second half with a different spirit. Of course, positive for them, negative for SSL. Here's the chance they've been waiting for. Trying to bend it, hits the wall at full strength. Now Noah Kalanji goes up. They somehow keep it in. Kalanji goes on by himself. Then switches around for Kenore. Kenore for Workman. He could go in the middle. Goes by himself on the right. Crosses and obtains a corner. Great counterattack opportunity. Not played well, this free kick from Georgia Pachuca. Workman tried to go by himself, looking for the individual finalization. He realized he didn't have space, tried to go in the middle, but Pachuca was ready there. Workman again looking for the ball. Same for Kenore. Decides to go short for Workman. There might have been a handball there. And the header goes slightly out. It went also fast. Kosako there. Great speed. There was confusion almost for a handball. It seemed like there was a request for a handball, and then Kosako basically found the ball on his head, bouncing off of it. Really hard to give a direction. Gonzalez gets the ball taken away. Tries to call for a foul, but the referee isn't having it. Workman. 2-3 men around them. Wisely passes back, but then there's a misunderstanding with Kazam. Long ball for Gonzalez. Beautiful stop. He was in offside. Wonderful stop by Gonzalez, though. Kosoko had lost him for a second. Apparently. Only apparently. Kamara, Kamara now has some space. Can go in the middle. Falls. And here it is. Edwin Gonzalez finds the 1-1. Ties it up. What a game it is. Let's give it a look back. Kamara falls, trips. It all seems lost. And Gonzalez, who's been one of the most dangerous men on his team, finds the goal. The tap-in. 2 tap-ins. Very fun game to watch, though. Very fun game to watch. (1-1). They have to redo it. As if the game was starting now. We could say it was a very even first half, and now SSL needs to not lose it psychologically. Bad mistake there. As if the goal is playing a role in it. Edwards. 1-2. Kamara Mendes. Kamara. Defends it. Workman takes it back and now tries to go for a good through ball for Ayano Kenore. Kenore by himself. Kenore. And it seemed like the easiest thing. He did a 40-yard run, dribbled the opposition, found himself in front of the goal, and maybe could have taken a second more to think about what the best thing to do was. Probably felt like he had a man just behind him. 1 second more would have been enough. That's an easy shot for a guy like him. But of course, easy for us to say from outside. It's all happening so fast. Mendes tries to find Salazar in the lines. Kenore once again. Good pass back. Kassam, Gaepia. Not exactly what he's supposed to do there on the right. The stop is not his best, but he does get a corner. In the added times, it will probably be just this opportunity, and then the referee will send everybody in the locker room. Workman has to run all on the other side of the track to get the ball back. Raises his right arm. Ball comes in. Maybe another corner, maybe not, says the ref. Who will wait for this goal kick to blow his whistle and call the end of the first half. And there it is. 2 whistles. We go in the locker room. The players can drink a sweet tea. We'll see you back in 15 minutes. Here we are back for the second half after the goals of Edwin Gonzalez and Azam Kassam. Interesting to see what's going to happen in the second half. Interesting to see what the teams are able to put up, because the first half was a very high intensity. It will be a matter of lungs. Pachuca starts. Plays the ball back for Freddy Sanchez, who had some really, really nice saves, especially the one on Jaden Workman, who tried to bend it with his left. The ball was curving on the top left corner, and Sanchez descended all the way and put his right hand to stop that ball from going in. Game of class there. Gonzalez comes back in. There is no offside. One-on-one. Opening out wide. The ball comes in. Good job by Gapia. He does put it in corner, though, so the attacking of Georgia Pachuca continues. And the temperature is really, really fantastic now to play soccer. Everybody in the box. Soft ball in. Hard to give it power, but here it comes. It goes above, and what a save by Garcia. It all seemed lost at that point. Not for Garcia, who still believed in it and stopped the ball that had been shipped above him from going in. He stopped it on the white line. And that's as close as Pachuca could get to scoring another one. Puts it down. The ball goes back. Chance for Kalonji. Kenore. Keeps the ball. Then passes it back. Waiting for his teammates. Workman. Kenore is there. Kenore again. Kenore receives a foul, definitely. That could be a penalty. Moment of suspense. Not sure what the referee had intended for that one. He did let them play, and I think the final decision was that the ball was outside of the box and the contact was outside of the box, and because of that, they had to continue playing since they were presented with a clear opportunity. Great ball for Canore, and that's clearly a foul, but then the action is continued. The shot goes wide by very little. And so does another great chance for SSL. We've seen it. This is going to be a great second half. 47 and 54. Already 2 chances since we came back. Don't come here and complain that the games in UPSL are not fun. We're enjoying ourselves right now. Great soccer. One-on-one, Gapia somehow finds it in his feet. Hall. We haven't seen enough of him. Maybe not his best day compared to how we've seen him play last season. He can do much better. Hassam Kassam. Odziegebe. Hall runs back to take that one. Gapia. Veteran on this team. Kalonji loses it. Salazar. Out wide here. And that's a clear foul on Schwartz. Another free kick for them. But let's look at that wonderful save. Or not. This is the pass I saw Kenore as protagonist. In the meantime, we will look at Stefano Porcelli try a second time. Is he going to go for a shot? Is he going to cross the ball in the middle? Nobody knows except for him. 4 men on the wall. Noah Kalanji on the external right side of it. Garcia tells them to move. We're on the right. Very important for goalkeepers to place the wall in the right position, because that makes so much difference. So much difference. More on the left, he says. No crocodile, so the ball could go under as they jump. It doesn't. It goes up. It's a field goal. But let's look at that replay and that fantastic save by Julian Garcia. Skin called in. Very soft ball. Again, a bit of confusion. The ball goes above him, and on the white line of his goal, he says, no, it's not going in. He's done that today. He will do it again. Great performance by him. Really, today we will not listen to anybody who will complain about the goalkeepers. Master performances. If we have a compilation of saves, this should definitely be in it. Ready for another free kick for SSL. Today's proudly sponsored by Dennis Dean Catering, full-service boutique catering company based in Atlanta, Georgia, known for creating memorable events with exceptional service and presentation. Let's see if that will help them out on this free kick. Their best jumpers in the box. Here we go. Ball in wide. Hall stops it. Goes back in. Great chance. Not taken. But it's not over. Quick turnaround and passes. Hall again. It's back on his feet. Looking for an invention. Kalanji softly in. Chance for a counterattack. Here they come. It might go out, and it does. Slightly long for Schwartz. It feels nice. Cooling and Heating LLC for proudly supporting SSL with reliable heating and cooling services. Kamara goes back. I'm sure there have been some conversation between the coaches who've not been happy of these type of mistakes. But Montoya has to continue seeing those on his side. Nice ball and good read by Kosoko, who doesn't stop wonderfully, but clears the problems out of the danger zone. Ball given back. Hard to take, though. Nice play there. Porcelli takes it back. There was an offside, though. World Cup coming up. Many people, especially in the United States, will be inspired by such a tournament. 2014, for example. But we'll get back to that later because Kamara was doing all by himself. Great tackle stopped him. And now the counterattack. Here it comes. A chance for Kalonji. Noah Kalonji. Noah Kalonji. Shoots, gets the deflection from Freddy Sanchez and wins the corner. World Cup source of inspiration for many. Just like David Lopez sitting on the bench today for SSL. But he said that his biggest source of inspiration to play soccer was the 2014 World Cup. And he remembers very closely Colombia's loss against Brazil when Neymar got injured. Workman goes in. The ball deflects. Kosoko tries to keep it in unsuccessfully. There could have been a foul. The referee decides to let the game go. Counterattack opportunity. Kamara opens out wide, waits for the ball, not given to him. And that was bad understanding between the two. Montoya infuriated on the side of the field. Workman wants to play it quick, but his teammates are not ready. Montoya not happy at all about what he just saw, giving indications to subs coming in to solve a game that, at this moment, seems fairly even. Keeps the ball too long. One. Here comes the Noah Kalonji. Great play of class. There's a history in his family for that. And then misses the final pass. Again, sometimes it's the easiest things that people get wrong. After a play like that, you wouldn't expect them to do a mistake like the one he did. Substitutions coming in. No real tactical change. Adding a bit of strength in the middle of the field. Some muscles. Can go by himself. There's some speed there. Salazar. Switch. Redwell. Gapia. Garcia. Kenore. Workman puts it down and immediately finds his teammate. Good physical work there and defending by Edwards. Long one. Kamada tries to put it down. It stays in. Workman in the middle of these plays. Always trying to add that little bit of class. This time there's no space for him. Kalonji attempts to go above him. Slip on the ball. And then ball kept between the knees. You can't do that. It's a foul. Hall calls for the ball. He gets it. Doesn't stop it the way he wanted to. Garcia on pressure. Gets the ball back and then didn't really know what to do with it. But still took the throw for his team. All by himself. Asked himself too much. Kamara. Between the lines. And this is the moment when strikers need to keep the ball. Make their team breathe. Good job by Kalonji helping out. Even in defense. And they don't want to do that. Conceding yards. It does seem like Pachuca right now is dominating the game. Kalonji somehow almost magically gets away with it. And then Garcia quickly comes out of the goal. Asks his team to move up. Move up. Oziagebe risks. They need to focus right now. Kenore asks for the ball, but he's too far. Garcia It's for Workman, who's not to be found there. Walker. Nice pass by Walker. There was also a foul by De La Vega. Kosoko, the captain, goes to complain with the ref. It didn't seem like the ball by Walker was going to be received. Good vision, good ball. Actually, it was pretty close. In fact, the referee decided to book De La Vega. His team needs him. He needs to be careful not to get a second yellow card. In fact, it'll be interesting to see if Roger Wilson will decide to make a tactical and a safe substitution. Because right now there's 2 or 3 players on his team with a yellow card. Living in Chicago, check out Cool Crown Healthcare Services, delivering professional home healthcare services. You said it, you heard it, Chicago, Illinois. Chat between the refs. Discussing most likely the real secrets of humanity. The deepest truths. The ones we all want to know. And after this secret exchange, there is also a conversation with De La Vega. Misunderstanding between the referee and who was supposed to receive the yellow card, I believe. And I wonder only if the fourth official told referee Fayed that there should have been a player to receive a second yellow card, but it seems like that will not happen. Confusion on the eyes of Montoya was now indicating the way. 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nice. In case you were wondering what the weather is like in Snellville, and you wanted to swing by for these last minutes of the game. 1-1. Anything could happen. we haven't been playing for a while. These chats between the refs have been a little too long. Refs getting a little chatty. Because we do not have the VAR, we are recurring to what the refs remember that happened about 5 minutes ago when they started talking to one another. It's an interesting, interesting exchange. Montoya even joins in on the conversation. And I do see a red card, which may be taken out. May not. There seems to be an important decision to be taken. Ulterior bookings. Complaints. Italian gestures. And it would be interesting if nothing happened. The refs just wanted to chat for a little bit since they haven't seen each other in a while. All that tension. You would hope we would be gifted with something more than this. No scandal, nothing clearly disruptive in terms of what will happen for the game. Just maybe some longer added time towards the end. Oh, wow. That's a risky pass. Oh. He definitely had the time to take a better decision, Garcia. Came in, he's fresh. His coach needs him. And the pressure was perfect. He needed to run, do that run, and he was smart to see it. And he's going on the other side. He really is going full tank. But he should have done something different. Gapia for Hall. Hall goes by himself. Let's see if he can find the initiative there. That is, of course, a hard tackle, but fair and straight. SSL gets the throw. Let's see how Garcia was passing for Gapia, and then Garcia on the other side decided to shoot it, I believe. He believed, at least what it seems, is that he thought he had Gapia just behind him. In reality, Gapia was at least 8-9 yards away from him. I wonder if Roger Wilson will play the Adeniji Costa card. Always a fun player to watch. That is a strong exchange. Players are getting tired, and you can tell both from the difference in pace right now, but also from these technical mistakes in offense that they didn't do as much in the first half. Started a strong second half, slowing down the rhythm a little bit. It would have been completely unsustainable to keep the run going as it was. But again, within a game, there are several games. So we will definitely see something new happen. Odziegebe Hall gets a foul. From the 30 yards, they're definitely going to try to go in the middle with that. No complaining. Kosoko. Basit Kosoko. Everybody getting placed to the defense, making sure to be high enough to use the trap of the offside. Sanchez once again, perfectly on time. Now tries to send Gonzalez on the other side. Ball switch gone wrong. So Gapia finds in the middle. Oh, here is Gapia, pardon. It was Asante who was passing him the ball. Asante goes quick. Kalanji back to Asante. Odziegebe. Gapia. Goes long, too long, Gapia. 77th minute on the clock. Still plenty of time. The rhythm, not as high as in the first half, not as high as the first 50 minutes of the second. But it is also true that when players start getting tired, they also tend to do defensive mistakes. And who knows that might be what solves this game for one of the two. Kosoko. Gapia for Kalanji. Gonzalez. We've seen less of him in the second half, but now they come. Beautiful. Gonzalez shows again. Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Gonzalez! That was so close. That was so close. Beautiful exchange between the two. 1, 2. Gonzalez finds himself in front of the goal. It seems done. We've seen him do this before. And then the ball was curving in. It just seemed like it was going to hit the net. And then last second it turns on the left. Beautiful chance. Pachuca is alive. SSL needs to be careful. It's these individuals' plays that make a difference. When the team gets tired, you need a top player in your team to do something like that. Kalonji calls for the foul. None of it is seen by the ref. Then we go. Back in. Salazar changes. Bad stop by Garcia, who takes the throw immediately. Waste no time. Kosoko. Kalanji. Again with a Veronica. But this time it's with a foul. It does happen often that when you do that skill, you might hit the defender. Or who's defender? He did step on his foot. Good decision by the referee. Ten minutes to play. There will be added time. Played quick now. Wide for Garcia. Garcia. Nice ball in. He'll take the throw. Leiva. Goes in for Gonzalez. Aerial work is not his biggest skill. That's a shot. In Italy we say telefonato. Called. Wasn't going anywhere. Salazar tried with his left foot. Now, if Garcia would have conceded on that after the amazing performance he put up tonight, I would have told all of you folks that I know nothing about soccer. But that is not the case. Gapia. Oh, another imprecise stop by him. Here we go, 3v2. He needs to pass it quick. Kalanji. Jason Hall's going to try to go on his right. He's close there. They know him well. Shot from the distance by Azante. But finds the back of the opposition. Garcia, he is really fast. Garcia goes away. Can pass a nice through ball. He does, but it's a bit short. The idea was perfect. The run was delightful. The execution missed. Whatever it took to get the ball in the feet of Urizaga. Iturrizaga, pardon. Gapia goes up. Jason Hall presses. Enough to get Leiva fear and put the ball out. Gapia. Kosoko points up. Jason Hall. Gonzalez, nice stop by him. Keeps it. Arguably man of the match. Him, Gonzalez, Schwartz, I would say. And then I would add Kassam for the goal. Those are the top 4 players today. Unless someone else finds a solution to change everything. The story of this game. Nice recovery there. Kalanji. Hall. Let's see what he does here. Passes it back in the middle. Asalte. Takes it back. Kalanji with strength. Somehow Asalte keeps it. Kosoko by himself. Now passes. Kosoko. He's by himself. Offside. Offside. Kenore was already tasting the flavor of goal. Garcia runs, there is no doubt. Kosoko takes it again back. Kenore. He needs to be quick, passing the ball for Kalonji. He doesn't. Receives a tough tackle too. That does happen in soccer. That is a clear fight by Kosoko, who's been really good today, taking balls back. And the ref here decides to stop the game. Garcia is not happy about that. He was on the line of 30. It was a 2v1. Arguable decision of the referee. Kenore is claiming to not be well, but in these cases, you should let the action go. Interrupt only if somebody's been hit in the head, unless it's a serious injury. And Gonzalez, surprisingly, is taken out. He has been that source of creativity up there. He has been the creative pen of the actions written in the offensive line. Another substitution will be Kenore leaving the field. Salazar. And that could have been an own goal. Of course, for those who are wondering, that is not a pass back because there was no intention to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper. Clearly. Salazar goes by himself, falls, but the referee has been really good about not calling those. Always better to let the players play. English refereeing, if so we want to call it. What an important chance here. He goes away from one, then passes it. Kalak. He needs to take advantage of these last minutes left of the game. Him and Lopez, who came in to substitute Jason Hall. We've said it, not his best performance, but the reason why we say it is because he is capable of inventing on that left side. Pachuca trying to gain control of this game. Rapido, says Montoya. Inviting his players to press and get this ball back as quickly as possible. Nice exchange. Asalte. Gapia can gain some yards. Decides to go long once again. Garcia. The ball slides away. He pushes it far with the idea of chasing it back thanks to his speed. That's too far away even for him. Offside. Adeniji Costa. Nice ball. He could stop it. He tries to go for the conclusion right away, but misses the right impact with the ball. Already an added time. If I had to guess, I would say the ref is going to give 4 or 5 minutes. Here they come once again. Assam Kassam crosses in. Nothing to do. Ball taken back by Pachuca that keep it in. Hidalgo. Change. Nice this time. Ah. Lopez for Kalanji. Very few minutes left. We're going to try to put that ball in the box, see what happens. Kosoko tries to gain some yards. The ref is not going to allow it. Kosoko again asked to push the ball back. How back can it go, he says. Asante, Kosoko. They almost lose it there. Oh, wow, what a great chance. They were so by themselves up there. Great vision by Kosoko. And now counterattack. Here it comes. There might have been an offside. Rightfully called by the referee. Now the teams are not wasting any time. Kosoko again. Hassan Kassan. Tries to go by himself, but the energies are low now and commits a foul. Pachuca plays smartly. Few minutes left. Great chance here. And the flag goes up again. Once again, the flag goes up. So SSL is in possession. Long one. Workman is not in the area where the ball is going to bounce. Adeniji Costa. Nice touch. Gapia receives a foul and then gets mad. The referee will probably give him a yellow card. Either him or Salazar. It was a tactical foul. Gapia was going away. Kosoko told once again to put the ball back. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but the ref wants to be fiscal. Once again, we go in. It's wide. And it's all over at Shiloh Stadium, at the home of the Generals. Soccer saves lives. Ties 1-1 with Pachuca, Georgia. Thank you for listening. I'm Massimo Ballou. See you at the next game.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.